Hi. Usually I'm on a Monday morning, I'm riding around in my groves, checking the trees and checking the citrus here, but I'm excited that we're doing this with the Cara Cara Navel. It's something that I've grown for about 13 years. I was excited when it came about because it was a new product, and the taste of it it's incredible. My grandfather started a farm around 1910, and now my brother and I continue to farm. My day consists of getting up in the morning and trying to grow the best, safest fruit in the world. I'm going to introduce Chef Robert Danhi, renowned chef, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do with citrus.
Russell, thank you very much. My name is Robert Danhi, and I'm a chef by trade and an educator. And the great thing about that is today I get to teach a cooking class about Cara Cara oranges. And it's an orange that I discovered years ago, but I just started learning more about why they call it the power orange. You know, what's so unique about it. Today we have some guests in the audience here that are gonna cook along with me. So we're gonna find out what makes Cara Cara so special. It is a navel orange. It's seedless, which is always a benefit as a chef. And for me, if I juice something, I can strain it. That's not such a big deal, but you lose some of the pulp. But to me, what makes that so special is when you're cutting down, you don't have to avoid seeds or pick them out or anything like that. Once you cut into one, I mean, to me, that's when you really start to see what's so special about it. And you cut in here. So we have this beautiful orange with almost a ruby overtone to it. And the flavor matches that. So with the flavor, you have, it's a really, to me, it's one of the richest oranges I've ever tasted. It's sweet, but it's also got this tang, kind of like a berry. When you're looking for a Cara Cara, it's a navel. So it looks like pretty much any other navel. What you need to remember to do is to look at the label, is where it's going to say Cara Cara. Otherwise, without opening it up, it's kind of hard to know. If you don't find them, ask your produce manager. Let me show you the peeling technique that I'd like to follow here. It's, I'll use a small knife because that's what you have there as well. But with the Cara Cara, or any orange, I'm going to cut off the end just to get into the center here. Flip it around, cut off that end. Now, that's pretty standard. What I find is important to explain is when you're peeling this, I'm going to start here and work my way down. I'm going to try to come all the way so I expose that here. So I just go down here and I just follow that line all the way. So let's start building the salsa with the basic ingredients, and then we'll add what it's all about, which is the Cara Cara oranges, of course. So we have some tomatoes. The tomatoes have been diced for you. I didn't want to spend your time on that. So we'll add some of our diced tomatoes. I'd avoid too much juice. If they start to juice out a little bit, just leave some behind. Some red onions, which have been diced. Yeah, go for it. Why don't you just follow along as we're doing it? Yeah, tomatoes in, diced red onion. Notice I put them small, right? So as we're eating them, it's not too pungent. Now for the chilies. Beware, I've got two. Jalapenos, the green ones, and then these are sometimes labeled, but actually incorrectly, as jalapenos. It's actually red Fresno chili. This will be a little bit spicier. It tends to be. I cut both. You can put as much or as little as you want. You can put both colors if you'd like. It's up to you, of course. I like spicy, so I'm going to add all of them. The jalapeno is not very hot, so don't be afraid. And then for the cilantro, what I'll do, we have the cilantro we've washed, and the stems are absolutely okay. There's nothing wrong with them. So I'll take some of the cilantro, and what I tend to do is just gather it up, just gently, like this. And then you can just cut it. I don't think it needs to be too fine. So if there's some larger leaves, that's okay. Cilantro goes in. So I'll put a little bit of salt. We'll give that a stir. And so at this point, we have basically Pico de Gallo. The other thing that I found amazing with the Cara Cara is, although an orange is quite amazing in itself at 130% your daily need, the recommended amount, a Cara Cara has 150%. And you need to have them every day because you need to remember that vitamin C is one of those unique vitamins that your body does not manufacture itself, and it's something that it cannot store it. So you actually need to do this daily. Think about when you're eating a salsa. There's times where I want it small, like if I'm going to use a chip. If I'm going to have a chip, I'd want something that's going to hold on the chip. Now, the same exact salsa, to me, would be a great relish for a grilled piece of fish. And so if I was doing a grilled piece of fish, in that case, I'd probably use a bigger piece because it would eat better, as opposed to just being falling, it would feel more like a meal. And you can add other things. As maybe if you had extra chilies, char one, roast it, dice it and add that to it. So it's a platform, right? This is the base. The reason I mentioned about the size is I want this to be fine, so I'm going to slice this in the thickness, about 1/4 inch, of how thick we want it. And what I find is the easiest way is maybe take half here and half here and stand them up. Right, so slice it and then stand up halves. So the next step is to take this and then cut them into strips. Try to keep them organized. If they fall apart a little bit, it's okay. And then just cut this into pieces. It's a good thing. To find out more recipes and check out what's happening, go to www.sunkist.com/cooking class. I'm Robert Danhi. This is Sunkist, and this is where flavor begins. Take care.